Welcome back, brave souls, to Sinister Snapshots, where nightmares come to life and darkness lurks. Prepare yourself for a journey into the unknown, where horror lurks in every corner and frightful tales unravel their secrets. If you dare to face the terrors that await, then subscribe to our channel, for here lies a collection of the most bone-chilling, spine-tingling horror movies ever. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up as we dive further into the further in Insidious 2. Insidious 2 continues from the first Insidious film. It begins with a flashback at Josh's childhood home in 1986. It is Elise's first meeting with Lorraine and her son Josh. Elise and her partner Carl are there to offer a solution to the paranormal activities happening to Josh. Lorraine gives Elise some photos of her son, which shows a shadowy dark figure behind him. The figure gets closer to him as she flips through each photograph. Elise questions Josh about his experiences and puts him to sleep through hypnosis. As she tries to find the spirit in the photos around the house, she's attacked by something in a dark closet. With a deep scratch on her arm, she informs Lorraine that her son has the ability called astral projection. This attracts the parasitic spirit, the Dark Bride, to Josh. When Josh, who is still asleep, stands and points to a door that slowly starts opening on its own, Lorraine begs Elise to stop his ability. Back in the present day, Josh's wife Renai is being questioned by the police. She had found Elise's dead body in their living room after she had performed a session for their son. The scene shifts to that night. Renai screams after finding Elise's body, followed by Josh unsuccessfully trying to wake Elise. The detective acknowledges Renai's story, but informs her that if the fingerprints on Elise's neck should match Josh's, he will be arrested for murder. Josh and his family move back to his childhood home to live with his mother. However, the strange occurrences begin shortly with the piano playing itself and toys moving on their own. Renai tries to speak to Josh about the disturbing events. He tells her about a demon that followed him when he returned from the further and was responsible for killing Elise, but he assures her that everything is fine now. Elise's partners, Tucker and Specs, go to Elise's house and a secret door opens. When they go in, they find a videotape of her session with Josh from 1986. In the video, standing behind the young Josh is the grown-up Josh. That night, Lorraine tucks Dalton back in bed when it appears he was talking in his sleep. He tells her that someone's behind her. She looks around but doesn't see anyone. Later, while in the bathroom, she sees a lady in a white dress behind her through the reflection in the mirror. Josh tells her that she is just seeing things and to get some sleep. The next day, Dalton tells Renai about a bad dream and describes seeing the woman standing behind Lorraine in his bedroom, and that he heard Josh talking to nobody. Lorraine calls upon the help of Tucker and Specs. They show the discovered video to Lorraine, but fail to find answers. Meanwhile, Renai receives a phone call from the detective investigating Elise's death. He informs her that the fingerprints do not match Josh. Suddenly, toys begin to move on their own and Renai sees a woman in the living room. And suddenly, she hears a voice on her baby monitor. She rushes upstairs but finds the door locked from inside. After a while, the door opens and her baby is nowhere to be found. Searching for her baby, Renai is met by a woman again in the living room and is then knocked unconscious. Lorraine, Tucker, and Specs have called upon Elise's old partner, Carl, and have him meet them at Elise's house. After getting briefed, they decide to contact Elise's spirit. They are directed by Carl's dice to an abandoned hospital called Our Lady of Angels, where Lorraine used to work in 1986 when Josh's troubles began. Back at home, Josh finds Renai lying unconscious after being attacked by the strange woman, but instead of trying to wake her, Josh just sniffs her. Meanwhile, Lorraine and the paranormal investigators go to the abandoned hospital. Carl finds the ICU room where Lorraine once cared for a patient. A flashback scene shows Lorraine who brings her son to work. While checking on her patients, Josh is suddenly attacked by an unconscious patient named Parker. After that incident, Lorraine meets Parker again in the elevator. She speaks to him, but he doesn't respond. Lorraine tells one of the nurses that a patient is walking around unattended. The nurse then informs her that said patient committed suicide the previous day. Back at home, Josh is speaking to an unseen entity in the bathroom who tells him to kill his family. Just then, Renai gains consciousness, screaming. Josh goes to her, and they end up arguing about the mysterious events happening in their home. They are interrupted when the piano starts playing by itself. The couple enters the room but finds no one there. Renai asks her husband which song was playing, but he doesn't know. She recognizes the tune as one she composed for Josh. In the hospital, Lorraine and the paranormal team find Parker's home address and head there. When they get to the abandoned house, a doll speaks and tells them that she will be forced to kill them if her master sees them. Later that night, Dalton is woken by a strange voice. When he looks around, he sees spirits of women surrounding him. They reach out for him and he screams. Renai rushes to calm him. It seems that he was just tangled in his sheets. Josh, however, is sitting in the piano room talking to himself while holding a baseball bat. It is finally revealed that Josh's spirit is trapped in the spirit world and his body has been possessed. Meanwhile, in the Parker house, Carl throws his dice again to talk to Elise, but then realizes that he hasn't been talking to Elise. They were lured to the house by Parker's mother, who introduces herself as Mater Morris using the dice. Parker's mother turns out to be the spirit that Lorraine and Renai saw in their home. The team ends up in a secret room where they find rows of corpses wrapped in white sheets. They find some newspaper clippings and discover that Parker was a serial killer who had murdered women at his mother's direction while dressed in a black wedding gown. The next morning, Lorraine stops Renai outside and informs her about the discovery. She suggests that they keep the children away from Josh and they drive off. Carl goes in to confront the possessed Josh, and he hides an injection behind his back. Carl's dice reveal that Josh has a knife in his hand. Josh attacks Carl, choking him out. Elise's assistants, who are waiting in the car, rush in to help, but are knocked unconscious by Josh. Carl's spirit finds Josh's trapped spirit, and they both make a plan to return Josh to his body. They start the search for Elise's spirit, and they find her in Josh's childhood home. She tells Josh how to lure out the spirit from his body. To do this, he has to return to Parker's home. In the real world, Lorraine and Renai return home after getting a text from Tucker, or so they thought. Josh attacks them and is strangling Renai when Dalton hits him on the head with a baseball bat. Renai runs into the basement with the children. Josh finds Parker's room and realizes that he was abused by his mother, who made him dress and act like a girl. Parker's mother attacks Josh, almost killing him, but Elise saves him. Meanwhile, Dalton offers to go into the spirit realm to find his father's spirit and bring it back. As Elise hits Parker's mother, Josh gets weaker in the real world. Elise informs Carl and Josh that they are both still alive. They get confused as they try to find their way back, but luckily, they find Dalton and he leads them back home. Josh, Dalton, and Carl wake up in their bodies and the family is reunited. Later, Carl erases all memories of Josh and Dalton's astral projections. In the final scene, Tucker and Specs visit a house to help a mysterious girl. The girl sees Elise's spirit, who is with the men. While Elise speaks to the girl, she looks up with a shocked look and exclaims, "Oh my God." This concludes the Lamberts' journey into the further, as the family takes a respite from the world of torment. Remember to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on our future expeditions into the realm of the macabre.